Hey, I'm back, and today we've got the Lego Creator Ferris Wheel. It's a really good set. I love it. There's just one thing I don't like about it, and it's just it has the giant instruction booklet. I don't know why Lego switched over to the big instruction booklets like that, but they did. I personally prefer the separated out booklets because I like to build these sets with other people, so it's easier to separate out the work and let them do other parts of the building while you're doing this part. With those booklets, you can't really separate out the work without ripping the book in half, basically. And that makes it really difficult for kind of sharing the work, which I really love to do. Now, for the actual Ferris wheel itself, it's really cool. I love how many minifigs it gives you, because for the average Lego set, you don't really get that many minifigs. Even for like the really large like modular buildings, you only get like 4 or 5 minifigs. This one gives you a lot. And for the size of this thing is huge. But for the activity, you don't really have to have that many minifigs. Some days it could be closed, or some days it could just be not that busy. And you can have the minifigs in other parts of the city, which I really love about this. And more into it, the structure of this Ferris wheel and the overall front and the surroundings of it is amazing. Just how strong it's built, what they use to do the certain functions of it is really awesome. They really got creative with the set, and they really just put in their all with it. Also, I love how the front of it looks. It's very just a green, luscious, colorful setting. It's very much like a park. Something you'd be comfortable to just go hang out on your Saturday on. Now, from the actual mechanics of how it works and all the things you get with it, you got a nice little ice cream stand here, hot days, a bench right there just for sitting down, and then for getting into the Ferris wheel, you just walk through this little fence here, go through the turnstile, up this ramp, and then you can either go up to this cart, or that cart, and then for getting off, you just open up the doors of the car, and then you can just get off, come down this ramp here, and then come out the gate, and then you can leave. Or you can just hang out in the park and just watch it. Now, another thing that's really cool about it, again with the mechanics of it, is how this platform area works right here. It's very much built like an actual Ferris wheel. It raises and lowers to keep the cars there or let it spin around faster and safer. When it's up like it is now, it can't really move that much because the cars kind of stop it. But when it is down, it can just rotate across, normally as it could. Which is really neat, which I really like about it. Also, another cool thing about it is when I was spinning it there, it's a lot harder to spin it now. That's because we have a motor attached into it. You can attach motors to this and run it off the motor power. I'm trying to think of a way to slow it down, because when you're running it with the motor, it runs really quickly. Kind of unrealistic, kind of fast. So we're trying to hook it up to one of the receivers for the controllers for the trains and see if we can slow it down that way. Haven't really got that far into it yet, but we'll see if we can slow it down. But I'll just show you what it looks like with the regular motor going on it. Get it spun around here. Okay. Now, this is really the setup for the motors and the battery. This is where all the gears and the connections are to spin it at. The battery pack, yes, it is very large, but that's just the only battery pack we had just laying around for us to use, so we just plugged it in. This is what controls the panel, which you can see better now. There. This is what normally would allow you to spin it. But the motor hooks in right there and just hooks into these gears and everything, and it turns it by that. So I'll just turn that on real quick and let it run for a second. And it runs very smoothly, especially with the motor and without the motor. Without the motor, you can turn it very easily and it runs very smoothly. But as you can see, it does move very quickly, kind of an unrealistic pace for Lego Ferris wheel. The cars kind of don't really react to it that well. They aren't balanced enough to move that speed at a normal looking rate. So I'm trying to figure out ways to slow it down, whether if it's using gear ratios down here by the motor to slow it down, or just using the radio controller. I'm gonna see what we can do. But other than that, there actually is not that much else to this Ferris wheel. It's just a really cool set, and it's really fun to play with and really just look at. It was an amazing build. It's very structurally sound. These hold together very well, and it's an amazing piece to add to your city if you have one. Alright, so here's what it looks like in the city. We went ahead and we got it fitting into a spot. We just had to build an extra kind of table off of the tables we already had, and it kind of impedes on the harbor, but that's the only place we were going to find a place to put it. But here's what it looks like in the city. You can see just how large it is compared to all of the buildings like these ones that are around it, and it is a very large set, but I'm still glad that we got it in a space in the city. And all we had to do for it to get it there is we just added that table on, and then it kind of extended it off of the park that was already there and crossed it over the train tracks. So now it's just an extension of the park. And now this river that was down, that stopped right there where the fisherman was, we extended that further down. So now it flows down to the end of where the Ferris wheel is and dumps off into the actual harbor. And we actually got the Ferris wheel to run on the remote control from the trains and the receiver, and that actually lets us slow it down. So here's what it is like slowed down while running. So you can have it going as slow as that, or you can speed it up to the speed that it was at, and it still runs normally. You just have really total control over how fast and how slow it goes, which is a lot nicer than the single extremely fast speed that you were stuck with before. And this is really what the setting of the Ferris wheel looks like. As far as we had to change some of it. We added some flowers and greenery around it just to add more a colorful and greenery than it already had. We relocated the bench and the ice cream stand in the front of it and changed up the fences and added a sidewalk just so it fit better with the flow of the park right next door to it, and for the river right over there. We also added this little shed in the back of it. That's just where the motor or the battery pack and the receiver for the controller is, just as kind of a way to hide it. Not really as ugly as just the battery pack just sitting there. And anyway, this is just a great set, very cool, very large, as you can tell as compared to the other buildings in the city. It's very tall, very large. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really want you guys to do something for me. I'm going to put the link for our main overview of this entire city in the description. I really want you guys to go watch it, look at all the different parts of the city, and really just tell me in the comments what you guys want to see in more videos and future videos, what you want a closer look of, anything. I want to know what you guys feel about this city, what you guys want to see in it, what you guys want to see changed. I love your guys' opinions on this. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment.